I actually shot this video 3 different times. The first time was the live demo, but I made a few mistakes along the way, so I put a little bit of each video in here to show everything I think was important to see, though there might be a little bit of redundancy or repetitiveness. Okay, so if your handle for your wagon gets damaged, basically these are plastic the metal screw goes into, and if it gets ripped off for whatever reason, there's no metal sleeve in here, so these get stripped and it won't hold anything together, and your whole top brake light and your latch won't work. So these are hard to come by in good shape. So what you're going to need, I call this my Ikea hack, because I have all these spare parts of hardware from PAX systems or Besta systems. These is like a sleeve bolt or sleeve screw, and these are the 2 parts. And basically that's what you use for the cabinets when you want to put 2 cabinets together and pin them together. So I end up with a lot of extra parts. That, and then the caps, these little caps, which fit into 11/32 hole, as you can see here, just to give it a clean look and to keep this outer part of the screw from corroding from the elements. You may have to slice it at an angle a little bit so it sits flush because of the angle of the handle, because basically the screw's going through straight, but this is angled on the outside, so that's a little trick you can do there. If you can't find a black one, you can use a white one, maybe just put a little black paint on it. Okay, now whatever you use, whatever these are 1/4" sleeves. The 2 parts need to be able to go down to 1.25 inches, including the washer. You'll want a washer on the inside. So it needs to be able to screw down. If it's too long, if the 2 parts are too long, you can cut the screw down or whatever with a hacksaw. Then you just need a couple screwdrivers to screw it in. Okay, now I actually did this at 2 different times. That's why this one looks so bad now. And I had to cut the screw down a lot. I don't know why, but anyway. Just go ahead and load the bits there. This goes this way with the holes in there. Okay, I'm going to try and do this and film at the same time. Take a brake light and try this side at least. Once you get one side started, you can let it go, and then you can adjust. You have a little bit of play here to get the alignment just so. This is where I need another screwdriver for the other side. And this is why you want a washer on this side. That's pretty much to it. Then you can check for alignment and fit. Okay, once you get everything all aligned, you got the screws tightened down. It's good on there. You can just, and then you're all set. Ikea hack. Okay, in this video I'm going to show you how to use these to replace the screw that normally goes in to the back handle, because what happens, these are just plastic and for whatever reason they end up getting stripped out. So there's a way to do that so you can keep using the same handle for your wagon. Okay, so this is how, what I call an Ikea hack, because I ended up having a lot of extra Ikea hardware spare parts which worked perfectly. This is what's called a bolt sleeve, or a sleeve bolt, or a screw in this case. And these were off of either PAX systems, the PAX closet systems, or the Besta entertainment system modules. And what these are for, you usually get extra ones, and these are to pin 2 cabinets together. So I ended up accumulating quite a few of these in my other job. Now, you have the parts of your brake light. This is the inside with the plastic plate and the outside handle and the extra plate. And what you're going to need for this job is a 1/4 inch drill bit to drill the small hole for the screw or the sleeve to go through, and then a 11/32 bit for the bigger area, so when you slide the carriage bolt or the sleeve bolt through, it recesses. And then these also came from Ikea stuff or some other kind of furniture. What you can do is, because of the tapered edge, for a clean look and also to keep the outside screw from corroding, is you'll have to like trim that at an angle and then maybe use a little bit of glue or something to fit it in there so it'll have a nice clean look on both sides. And if you don't have a black one, you got a white one, you can always maybe color it black with a little paint. So anyway, those are the parts you need, and you need a couple screwdrivers, and in some cases some of these bolt sleeves come in different lengths, so you may have to cut the screw down, just use a hacksaw or something, or cut the bolt down. You'll probably have to put it in a vise and so you can do it steadily. So this is all to replace these, because the back of the handle that the screw goes into, there's no metal sleeve, it's just going into plastic. And what happens in my case, the tailgate was hit and just below the glass, and it caused the handle to pop off, and it basically ripped the screws out, so the screws wouldn't grab anymore. So I did this hack so you didn't have to find a whole new one, because these are hard to find. So that's basically all you're going to do. You might be able to freehand with a hand drill to drill the center hole, but when you want to do the bigger one to recess it, you probably want to put this in a drill press to control the depth, because you can easily go too far and go through the whole thing, and that'll ruin everything. So you've got to be very careful when you do the outer drill bit. All right, over time, sometimes this plastic handle and the metal screw that goes in back, the plastic gets weak or brittle, or in my case, my old tailgate had been hit and dented in, and it force popped the door up, thus breaking this off. So normally you have this screw, hex screw, that goes into the plastic handle, but over time it gets loose because the plastic's degrading. So what I did is an Ikea hack. Right here with a washer, and carefully drill through the front, put the other side in. Okay, so it looks like I did this hack a long time ago, so it looked like I had this combo, which was either from a Besta or a Pax. But as you can see, the original one was the long one. That's a little, yeah, it's the same. And I had cut the screw down substantially, and along with the washer. Now this, I can't find these like in Lowe's or Home Depot, but this is this particular size anyway. This is a 3/16 diameter. And basically, I'll show you, you need to be able to shorten it to approximately 1.25 inches, right about there. So if you don't have access to all these different parts, you're going to have to, I would trim the screw down. But if you have these different pieces, I think I don't even have to do a hack. You won't have to get a saw out if you can get this, because this will definitely work. So just to let you know, the length of the cap is about 1/2 inch, a little over, and the screw length is about 3/4 inch. So the screw length is about 3/4 inch, and the cap is about 5/8. So if you can find the short screw and the short cap from Ikea, this will more than do without having to saw down the length of the screw. So that'll work perfectly. And then don't forget, on the inside you'll want a washer, a basic washer. You can find those almost anywhere. So what you want to do, this is the one I've modified. This is the one we're going to modify. You're going to want to get, you notice here, 2 size drill bits. And you're going to be very careful when you drill on the outside, because you don't want to overdo it. If you have a jig, it's even better, or a drill press. And if you notice, the original metal bolt screws into a plastic housing, and that ends up getting stripped. Okay, so when you go to drill through this, just be very careful. It's only plastic. You're going to go all the way through. That's why a drill press would be better, because then you can control the angle. Okay, that's the hole. Now we're going to do the big hole. It's going to be a little harder to do because it's at an angle. It's going to want to spin out. If you're trying to remember how I did that last time. That's right, at an angle first. You got to be very careful when you do that, because you could totally screw it up. You don't want to go all the way through or it won't work. Okay, now that's nice and firm on there. You can adjust everything if you need to, which you probably will. If you want to clean it up further, this is another thing from a piece of furniture. It's these little caps to cover certain screws, and you'll have to cut it at an angle so it'll be flush with this. I actually had one on there before, and I had it glued on, but I didn't have very much glue, so it eventually fell off. That'll help to keep the outside screw from getting rusty and make it look a little cleaner. All right, well, thank you for watching. I hope this helps anybody with a broken tailgate handle that can't find a pristine replacement. Also, if you have a better solution than what I came up with, you can share that in the comments, and please like and subscribe. Thank you very much.